Hello, my friends. My name is Jack, and today I'm going to talk to you about a journey that is extremely difficult and can be ridiculously time consuming, but ultimately will be one of the more rewarding things that you may ever do. This is how I found my personal style and how you can too. I began my journey into style at the age of 15, my freshman year of high school, when I was just minding my own business one day in class, and one of my friends comes in wearing a Supreme t shirt. I'm sure you know where this is going, but of course, I asked him, "Hey man, that's a cool t shirt. Where'd you get that?" And to be honest, the rest is history, but I'm going to walk you through a little bit of the process. At that point in fashion, in 2015, my freshman year of high school, we were nearing the end of the Fear of God Chelsea boot, skinny jeans, elongated t shirt, Eddie Sliman tail end influence, and kind of getting to the off-white minimal denim Yeezy 350 2016 and 17 era of streetwear and fashion. I think it was a very interesting time for me to begin to pay attention to fashion, mostly with the rise of the Instagram Explore page, as I wasn't in the know enough in time really to get the kind of Eddie Sliman Fear of God type of influence, which ironically 7 years later is mostly what I wear. But I got into Instagram just in time to see the Yeezy 350 box backpack with the off-white straps, which was interesting. I got stuck in this content loop thinking that I needed to emulate everything that I saw on the Instagram Explore page because that was cool. And I don't blame myself for that. I think that happens to everybody at the beginning of their fashion journeys. That certainly happened to a bunch of people with like the Carhartt double knee phenomenon. Breaking free of this cycle is no easy task, though. And it took me a long time when you consume so much content and it's centered around one kind of style or what these fashion influencers are wearing. There was a big rise of YouTube fashion content during this time. And it's difficult to know what other styles are out there without going out of your way to find them. So I'm going to walk you through how I broke free of this cycle and summarize it hopefully shortly enough so you don't get bored. First, I needed to find other styles, and by that I just mean other aesthetics or other ways of dressing than what was popular at the time, like the Yeezy box backpack type thing. When I first was really getting into it, it was 2016. We were in the peak of the Hypebeast era. I got to that point by watching YouTube videos. Like I mentioned, there were several fashion content creators who were popular at this time. And while I was watching these videos, I would get these YouTube video recommendations on that sidebar from kind of more niche fashion creators that are now more popular than they were back then. Because YouTube didn't know that they were more niche fashion creators. YouTube just knew the fashion content umbrella. So I was inevitably recommended those types of videos, and I found out about some new subcultures, and I learned a lot of things about different styles of dressing. I learned about everything from the D&G and Versace domination of the 90s to the Y2K dynasties, Eddie Sliman, Raf Simons, every significant Japanese fashion figure, Virgil Abloh's roots, and all of these creators were sharing these stories and where they thought fashion was headed in the future. You can do this too, but without having to do all of the random finding part. Most fashion content and information is stumbled upon, in my opinion, especially during that era, especially as someone who was what I would consider a casual fashion enjoyer at that time. I wasn't like I wasn't going out of my way on the Vogue Runway app to find new cool stuff. I was just like casually watching these YouTube videos, and I think a lot of people still do that, and a lot of people get started that way. Lots of these creators make like what your style says about you videos, and I think that those are the best places to figure out new styles of dressing and new aesthetics that you think you would be interested in. Granted, most of those videos, the creators criticize that way of dressing in one way or another, but if you can get past that, it's really helpful to just look at those aesthetics and think, hey, that would probably look really good on me. This is exactly what happened to me. I was watching a frugal aesthetic video on different types of aesthetics and what that says about you. And he walked through this like Eddie Boy style of dressing, and I thought to myself, hey, that would actually probably look really good on me because I'm a skinnier build type, and it literally looks like it was created for me, and turns out it was. And today I am hopelessly bought into the Eddie Slimane universe and lifestyle. My first video I ever made on this channel is just all about Eddie Slimane. So I enjoy every day of that. And that's really how I found out about that style. It took me a while to arrive at that, and that was like how I wanted to dress. But like I said, it's all a process. But in reality, a style journey is never that linear, unfortunately. It's not like I saw that video and instantly went and bought a Teddy jacket and 3 pairs of black skinny jeans and 5 pairs of Chelsea boots. I had to gradually ease myself into it, and I first tried on more like menswear-oriented pieces while going towards that kind of skinnier aesthetic that Eddie Slimane is so well known for. I did like skinnier fit pants with sneakers and like a dinner jacket type of thing. It was a gradual integration into these Saint Laurent and Eddie Slimane styles that gave me higher tolerance for what was next, whether I went from slim jeans and sneakers to skinny jeans and Wyatts, and then from there into like leather pants and leather biker jackets. I had this kind of tolerance for what came next, and this gradual integration is a really good way to follow no matter what aesthetic you're leaning into, because it gives you plenty of opportunities to kind of stop along the way and think, is this where I want to be going with my style? So if you don't buy into all of it right away, you save a lot of money, and you can have these kind of pit stops along the way to evaluate whether you actually like where you're going or not, and if you want to continue or not, because then you can stop at any point along the way. And there's also no shame in trying something that doesn't work out, or trying something and doing a complete 180, trying something completely different. It's part of the process and is a natural part of every style journey, and is an important part of every style journey too. I think trying out something that doesn't end up working out is a really formative experience that will only help you down the road. So all of that being said, if you feel like you don't have a personal style, or you feel that you're out of the loop when it comes to fashion and you need a good place to start, the single best advice that I can give to you is to copy looks from Uniqlo models. Like, just dress exactly like Uniqlo models. It's the single best place you can start. It doesn't have to be obviously exactly copied, but these kind of fusions of streetwear and formal wear are super easy to copy and emulate and wear every day. And it's a really good springboard because Uniqlo makes a lot of different products across a lot of different aesthetics, and you can kind of pick and choose what you like, and that can help you steer in a direction that you'll ultimately end up liking. This is going to jumpstart your journey into the world of fashion, and isn't going to break the bank, and can really help you figure out what you actually like and what you actually feel good in. Even though I feel personally that I am at the end of my personal style journey, who knows what I'll be wearing in 5 years, right? That's just the way that this journey works. It never stops. Having an ever-changing palette and an ever-changing sphere of influence is natural and part of the content consumption cycle that we're all trapped in right now. The best thing you can do is embrace it and take the influences where they come, and become the most stylish version of yourself by feeling out what you like, what you don't like, and then tailoring the kind of content that you see to help you become the best version of yourself and most authentic self, which I think is the most important part. Wearing what you feel good in is super, super important, and I cannot underestimate the positive impact that will have on your life. I hope this has been helpful. Again, this is just my personal experience. Everyone's is different. I was hoping to offer up some advice if you felt lost, and to kind of help give you a jump start into this crazy world that is seemingly relentless, but is exciting, interesting, and has me hooked. But there's no time limit, there's no cost, there's no parameters. This journey with clothing and feeling good and feeling authentic is different for everyone. Take your time, do what feels right, and always be authentic is the most important piece of advice that I can give you. And it's going to be really rewarding if you stick to your guns and be authentic and do what makes you feel good. So I hope this has been a little bit helpful. Thank you for spending time with me, and I will see you guys later.